New archaeological, theological, microbiological, and astronomical discoveries of the Rel Center for Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artwork creation, reveals that the biblical light that created the world is shining across the 93 million mile distance of black space from the 15 billion year old sun throne as the holy hydrogen light of creation that existed in the book of Joshua, outer space area where the sun appeared to stand still. This biblical light created the 5 billion year old world through its 7-color hydrogen light spectrum, like its 7 colors in the rainbow, okay, and the 7 spirits that emerges from the throne of God in the mistranslated King James Bible, book of Revelation. So as we see that the 7 rainbow circles at the top of the earth, called the aurora borealis, is connected to the hydrogen light plasma spectrum. Now, if we look at this solidification of the basketball-shaped earth, we must first look at the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo rainbow spectrum of hydrogen light. Where the sky is blue, all the grass and vegetation is green. So the last color is red. Where's that? That's in the center of the earth, the red hot lava. Now, when that through a volcanic eruption, when that hot lava started running down the mountains, it cools off and becomes iron, granite, and magnesium, and different solid iron and metallic substances. So when we talk about the solidification of the earth, we must look at hydrogen-like plasma moving to a tornado-shaped vortex within the donut-shaped magnetic field. So the donut-shaped magnetic field surrounds the blue basketball-shaped earth. Now, as we see that this holy hydrogen light of creation circle is connected to the dome of the rock, outer wall, stone, rectangular window frame, or the wall in which it supports the golden dome on the octagonal building structure, where we see a stellar pyramid E image. The stellar pyramid E image is connected to the globe earth stellar pyramid Mercator projection, whereas the octagonal equatorial perimeter, as seen as we place a octagon within a square and draw corners from lines from each of the corners of the square so that they intersect in the 90-degree point in the center. Now we're looking at an octagon of the Dome of the Rock building structure in Jerusalem, enclosed within the Giza pyramid, where we see 220 cubic sides of the base of the square. So as we come back to the human cell, as you see in this video, in Microbiology 101, we see this rotating circle of hydrogen-like plasma glowing around the chemical circular area of the human cell. As 1 John 1:1 or Malachi 4:2 winged Egyptian sun disk, solar theology of the Giza Sphinx line that was denied in the mistranslated King James Bible in theological racism. His solar theology spoke of the human Ka, Ka, and Ba, soul light and mind light, being connected to Malachi 4:2 winged Egyptian sun disk, which turns out to be 1 John 1:1, 15 billion year old sun throne that existed in the black outer regions of space before it created the 5 billion year old world. Now we see that it is also the biblical light that lighteth every man that cometh into the world. Now, when we see this rotating circle hydrogen light plasma going around the chemical circular area of the human cell, we must remember that it's trillions upon trillions of circles of rotating hydrogen light plasma, in which combines to make the human soul. Now, that surrounds the so as this hydrogen light plasma is a white light spectrum, we see 7 rainbow circles emerging out of the hydrogen light spectrum, which is the 7 spirits that emerges out of the throne of God. But now, if we look at the Kirlian photography image of the human body, we see egg-shaped rainbow circles, like red, orange, yellow, blue, and green, indigo, and violet. The only missing piece that psychics and mediums dealing with the psychic phenomenon and the human body aura, none of them have placed the mind, or the magnetic rotating ball of hydrogen light plasma, which we call the human mind, within the center of the human aura. Okay, that's like if you look up in outer space and see the sun, and then we see these rainbow circles emerging out of the hydrogen light spectrum. Now remember, when hydrogen light strikes a magnetic field, you get 7 rainbow circles: red, orange, blue, green, blue, indigo, and violet. But now, when hydrogen light plasma strikes a crystal-shaped prism in the shape of a pyramid, we see 7 straight rainbow lines. at 26-degree refraction, which points us to the 26-degree entrance in the Giza Pyramid in northeast Africa. This points to the Giza Sphinx line of ancient Judaism, solar theology of the human Ka and Ba, being connected to the holy hydrogen light creation plasma, in which we see glowing around the chemical circular area of the human cell. Now remember that the ball-shaped female Earth ovum will have the same donut-shaped toroidal magnetic field surrounding it in which the blue basketball-shaped Earth has. In this sense, we will see that the magnetic rotating ball of hydrogen light plasma, which we call the human mind, traveled across the 93 million mile distance from Psalms 84:11 sun throne, which is the biblical light that created the world. As it entered into the top of the tornado-shaped magnetic field, within the center of the donut-shaped magnetic field surrounding the bar-shaped Earth, we're looking at the doorway into the Earth, and it looked like a rainbow circle shaped like a tornado. Now, in the out-of-body experience, when people have died and came back to life on the hospital bed, most of them report going to a dark tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel is a light. Okay, well, now remember, this tunnel shape is, we see in this video, moving to the top of the basketball-shaped Earth. It looked like a rainbow of circles getting bigger and bigger. Remember, red, blue, green, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So this is the tunnel in which your soul light that surrounds all the cells in your body. This is rotating circles light, whereas your mind magnetic rotating all the hydrogen light plasma, the SAS for basketball. And so your mind traveled from the throne of God after traveling 93 million miles distance across the black outer reaches of space, and as it lived in the entered into the top area of the atmosphere through this tornado-shaped rotating magnetic field. So thank you for viewing these great archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries of Laurel Smith.